Life, Strength, and Health Podcast, episode 57. Welcome, everyone. This is Life, Strength, and Health Podcast with Jamal and Kim, where each and every week we educate, empower, and inspire you to live healthier. So let's dive into the show. Hi, Kim and Jamal here, and welcome to another episode of Life, Strength, and Health Podcast. I'm Kim, and I'm joined with Jamal.
Greetings, everyone.
And
peace and blessings.
Yes, and thank you for joining us on this week's podcast. Before we dive into today's topic, I want to dive into our organic food for thought. This week, we're going to discuss seaweed. Seaweed is vegetation from the ocean, but weeds are connected to things that we don't want to eat or consume. So the better name is sea vegetables. And sea vegetables are actually a variety of over 1,000 different types of algae that have the broadest range of minerals than any other food. The same minerals are found in the human blood. But due to deficient soil and the consumption of overly processed foods, most diets are deficient in sea vegetables. So a good way to get minerals into your diet is to eat sea vegetables.
Yes, I remember when we first started including sea vegetables in our diet. And I think a really easy way is to pick up the nori sheets or the dulse, and just when you make a salad, just cut them up and, break them into small pieces and throw them in your salad. And it's a nice highlight for your salad.
Also, there's like flakes that you can sprinkle on your foods. That's another great way.
Right. You can use it like a spice. So that's a really good way to get it in. Really nourishes the thyroid. So that's really important with the iodine.
Yes, definitely. So let's dive into today's topic. The topic of this week's podcast, we're going to discuss 5 plant-based proteins that are good for your health.
Yeah. You know what? It's only 5, but this is huge because a lot of people are starting to eat less animal products and trying to eat more vegetation. And we always talk about the benefits of a plant-based diet, and we really feel like that's the way to go. And ideally, you want your diet to be 70 to 80% plant-based, and then the 20% can be other things, animal products, carbs and grains and things like that. But 70 to 80% of your diet should be vegetation. So when we think about protein, it's not just animal products. There are plants that contain a lot of protein. And when we put our list together, this list is based off of whole food, plant-based protein that's going to provide you with tons of nutrition and a variety of different things, not just protein. And what we're starting to see is a lot of processed vegetable proteins that are out there,
right.
Different types of veggie meats and packaged.
Very commercial.
Yeah, packaged proteins and veggie sausages and things like that, and a lot of different processed soy products. And we don't want you to get in trouble with those foods. You don't want to jump from, the pot to the frying pan. You want to make sure that you're eating whole foods. So this list is foods that are very nutrient dense and very high in protein, very absorbable protein that's offering you a large array of nutrition.
Yeah, definitely. And like you said, a lot of people, when they are transitioning to eating more plant-based, fall into the trap of those highly processed protein items that are very addicting because the flavoring that are used,
yes.
but nutritionally doesn't have the most bang for its buck. So you definitely want to lean more towards whole food proteins. And that's what we're going to be sharing with you in today's episode.
Yes.
So the first one, we're going to talk about hemp. A lot of times when people think about hemp, they think of marijuana, right?
Yeah.
But the hemp we're talking about is a variety of cannabis sativa plant, which has no measurable level of THC, the psychoactive compound cannabis is known for. And hemp contains all essential amino acids. Also, it's high in EFA, essential fatty acids, with a 3-to-1 ratio.
Yeah, I really, really like hemp because not only is it high in protein, but it's very high in fiber and the good fats.
Right.
The omega-3 and the omega-6s, it has that 3-to-1 ratio. And there's a couple different ways to get hemp into your diet. So they have hemp protein powder, which I really like. Only 3 tablespoons of that is going to give you 15 grams of protein, 8 grams of fiber, and it's only 9 grams of carbs and very high in iron. And then also hemp heart seeds. So you can eat it like regular seeds. And again, 3 tablespoons is going to be 10 grams of protein. And then a product that is out there called hemp tofu. Mm-hmm. When we think about tofu, a lot of times we think about soy. And it comes like soy. It's in a block like soy, but there is no soy in it. It's hemp. And a half a block is 15 grams of protein. And,
right.
You know, we eat hemp tofu often. I really like it. It's versatile. There's a lot that you can do with it. So hemp is definitely, I would consider that a power food when it comes to plant-based protein. Very good at building muscles. Has all of the essential fatty acids in it.
Yes. The next protein we're going to dive into is spirulina. And 3 tablespoons of spirulina equals 18 grams of protein. And spirulina is high in antioxidants.
Yeah, you know what? I really, really like spirulina. Earlier you were talking about sea vegetables. Mm-hmm. And spirulina, it's a water vegetable. It comes from lakes. And basically, it's an algae and super concentrated, full of so much nutrition, so many minerals, so much protein. The only problem with spirulina is it has a very strong kind of, I guess, would you say like a fishy type of smell and taste?
Right. It has a distinct flavor. And when you first get exposed to it, it's an adjustment. Because I know it was for me.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And you know what? It's so 3 tablespoons, 18 grams of protein. That's a lot of protein in 3 tablespoons. However, if the first time you had spirulina, you started out with 3 tablespoons, you probably would never have spirulina again.
Yeah, that's strong.
Yeah, I recommend starting with a teaspoon of spirulina and maybe, you know, every week increase it another teaspoon until you got it up to, you know, 3 tablespoons. And that's a serious power food. You know, it's been around for thousands of years, and the Aztecs and a lot of Native Americans in South America used to eat a lot of spirulina. So, you know, it's definitely a power food. Athletes can consume this for energy and strength.
And when I was pregnant with Sora, I had that every day.
Yeah, had a lot of spirulina. So that's definitely a powerful plant-based protein that you should include into your diet.
Yes. The next plant-based protein we're going to discuss is lentils. And 1/2 cup of lentils equals 9 grams of protein. And lentils are high in fiber and folate and other nutrients. And I know I use lentils a lot when I cook because they don't take as long to prepare. And you can make them and put them in so many dishes, stews and things of that nature. So I love definitely cooking with lentils.
Yeah, and out of the legumes, they're definitely easier on your digestive system as opposed to beans. But even with the legumes, I definitely recommend soaking them overnight, soaking them for 8 hours or sprouting them so that you can unlock all of the nutrition within them and make them easier to digest. I really like lentils, and there's a lot that you can do with lentils. So that is definitely a protein that you want to put into your diet.
Yes. The next plant-based protein we're going to discuss is tempeh, and 1/2 block of tempeh has 20 grams of protein, which is That's a lot. It's good in fats, fiber, carbs, probiotics, and it helps to reduce cholesterol.
Yeah, and you know what? When it comes to soy, there are a lot of different studies going on with soy. It's a lot of controversy out there with soy, but I'm not a fan of soy, and I think that you should stay away from non-fermented soy. So the thing with tempeh is that it is fermented, and it does have probiotics in it. And the nutrients are unlocked. It's easier to digest, and all of the negative things that you hear about regular soy, you don't get those things with tempeh. And I know there are a lot of people out there that beg to differ, but there are a lot of studies that support both ways. So I just think that it's better to stay away from it unless it's fermented. Being plant-based and being a vegan for 18 years, I consumed my share of all different types of soy. And, me personally, when I stopped consuming it, I actually felt better.
Right.
So, just going off of personal experience, to me, the studies are showing to be true, but everyone's body is different. But tempeh across the board has been proven to be safe.
Okay. And the last plant-based protein that we're going to discuss today are chickpeas. And chickpeas, 1/2 cup of chickpeas equals 8 grams of protein. It's high in carbs, fiber. It's loaded with folate and manganese, and it helps to control blood sugar levels and prevent cancer.
Yeah, I really like chickpeas. We actually had chickpeas today.
Chickpea tuna.
Yeah,
it was delicious.
It was delicious.
If I do say so myself.
Yeah, and I really like chickpeas because it's an indigenous food. It's not hybridized, and it's literally been around for thousands and thousands of years, and especially in the Middle East. So that is definitely something that you want to eat. Super packed with nutrients, B vitamins, and the fiber in it is really good. So that is definitely something that you want to incorporate into your diet.
Yes. And just to recap our top 5 plant-based proteins, we discussed hemp protein, spirulina, lentils, tempeh, and chickpeas.
You know what? I just want to add too, in case you didn't notice, that's where you get hummus from.
Yes.
You make hummus with chickpeas. So all of these different foods, you definitely want to look up a really good recipe. And one thing that a lot of people are starting to do is they're having meatless Mondays. So on Mondays, they're going all vegan or vegetarian on those days. So that'll be a really good thing to practice. Like every Monday, you pick one of these proteins and you include those in your diet to get proteins in your diet, high vegetation, and that's a great way to just introduce more plants and vegetable proteins into your diet.
Yeah, it certainly can hurt to incorporate more plant-based foods into your diet. It's not about the title. It's not becoming vegan, vegetarian. It's about just eating cleaner and getting those whole foods into your diet, and incorporating any of these top 5 plant-based proteins in your diet on a weekly basis certainly cannot hurt.
Right. And then for those people that are striving to become vegan for whatever reason that is, this is the way that you want to go. You want to try to eat whole food proteins as opposed to the processed stuff. A lot of times people start eating the processed foods and they get stuck on them, and they end up creating the same health challenges that they're trying to get away from. So
right.
that's really important.
Yes. So that is the conclusion of our show. For access to the show notes pages, just go to lifestrengthandhealth.com/57 and you'll be taken directly there. And until next time, live healthier.
Yes, everyone, stay healthy. Peace and blessings.
So that is the conclusion of this week's episode. And before we go, let's take a minute to hear from our sponsors. Let's face it, we are living in a world set up for us not to be healthy. And with the overabundance of health information available, it's so easy to get overwhelmed and confused on which path to take, which leads to inaction and not making health a top priority. Well, that can all change. We are Life Strength and Health, the #1 center in New Jersey for helping you to detoxify and address your digestive system challenges. We provide support, accountability, guidance, education. We will be with you every step of the way to help simplify this process and help you to reach your health goals. So if you're ready to take action, if you're ready to make your health a top priority, then visit us at lifestrengthandhealth.com or give us a call at 1-800-503-7127 and book your consultation today. Don't live in the New Jersey area? Don't sweat it. We can work with you virtually. So visit us at lifestrengthandhealth.com or give us a call at 1-800-503-7127 and book your consultation or virtual consultation today. We want to say thank you for listening to the show and for access to the show notes pages, more podcast episodes, blog content, as well as more information about our center, Life Strength and Health. Then just visit us at lifestrengthandhealth.com. Until next time, live healthier.